Hello, football family. Welcome into Huddle It Up Films. Great to see you guys here on a Friday night, first Friday show in the year. We usually go live on Wednesday evenings. Had Christmas Eve this year. Could not do the show this week on Wednesday. So here we are on Friday. Might be a short shelf life for the video with the Ravens game tomorrow night in Lambeau Field versus the Green Bay Packers. The Ravens lose, they are eliminated. They are out. The Ravens win, have to hope that the Cleveland Browns can get their fourth win of the year on Sunday as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ravens' playoff hopes with that loss to New England have shrunk. Depressing, chaotic, a lot of things happening here in Baltimore. But some happy news tonight, too. And we're going to, as usual, keep it light and keep it happy in here. And of course address the issues. So this isn't all sunshine, rainbows, and we give honest analysis here and be as honest as I can with you guys. So let's check in, see who's here on this special night. Again, appreciate everybody who's joining on a Friday night, and those of you who are watching on Saturday and after. I appreciate that. Jay-Z. Now, Jay-Z, from what I remember, also followed the Packers for a very long time, follows that team closely. So maybe he can help us out tonight with some of the analysis of this team. Happy holidays, everyone. Here's to hoping the Ravens can keep themselves in the mix for one day longer. Exactly, one day longer. Give us life. Give us some hope. You never know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to happen. How it feels today is not how it feels next week. And that's life in the NFL. So, hey, give us one more day. Give us a good game. Let's pull out this victory, backup versus backup quarterback, and give us one more day of hope. See, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Good evening, Jason and everyone. Pray you had a blessed Merry Christmas. Right back at you. Hope you had a really Merry Christmas. God bless you. And yeah, it was a little chaotic. Quick story, Ashley. Took a shower on Tuesday morning, as usual. The wife goes to get in the shower. I didn't know this, but I was down here cutting up tape, and she yells downstairs, "Who was the last one to take a shower?" And I said, "Me." Turns out that we had an issue with the shower. The water would not turn on. The inner workings, couldn't get somebody to come over to fix it until today, Friday. So 72 hours, guys, of washing ourselves in the sink independently. Like felt like Arthur Morgan going out into the lake, taking a bath. Old school days, doing what we could to keep ourselves clean. So just got a shower, decided not to shave, got the haircut, trying to change up the vibes here. But yeah, so horrible. When you got people coming over for Christmas and everything, it was just really, really tough. But finally got water in the shower. Good to go. Josiah, hey, good evening, Josiah. It's good to see you. Our Haitian friend Josiah Pierre Louis, love you, brother. It's good seeing you. And Ray Kingdom, hey, see you doing your thing. Hello, Ray. Nice seeing you, man. Keep being you. Keep doing your thing. Doing great. The Linda J. Hi, Jason. Hi, all. Love that. I love seeing you, Linda. Hope you had a good holiday. Hope you had a good Christmas. Heather, hey, Jason, my brother. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, too. Hope you did. Hope you and the girls had a good time and did your thing. And then King Blaze on one, releasing new material, seems like all the time. A three-parter for King Blaze, kind of like the Bambi song, King Blaze, because it's green all around King Blaze, like Bambi. So yeah, was checking out some King Blaze YouTube earlier this week before all the debacle with the shower and everything. I mean, I don't know how people don't shower every day. I haven't felt right since then. The lovely Chris, Jason Deere, updated the picture. Looking good, Chris, as usual, looking great. Okay, so I got my Rough Riders in here. Now, good news, guys. You asked for it, so here it is. Here it is. Bam. Got the sweatshirt on tonight. You guys asked me for merchandise. Was very humbled. So I went and I created one, and I want to just tell you guys, I took my time with this. I wanted to find the right spot. Asked a bunch of people. Finally got some good help. The materials on this are good, and it's not too crazy expensive, but it's actually good stuff. So there you go. I actually have two things ordered already, which shocked me. Looked like somebody ordered some hoodies. But there you go. The link to this is in the description. And also, shoot, I don't know if I brought it up. I'm going to see if I can share the screen. But on your computer right now, if you go to Huddle It Up Films, not that I want you to, I want you to listen to me for a second. I'll show you. I'm going to share the screen right now. Just wanted to show you guys. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. Should have been doing better. Okay, so you see on the YouTube, if you go to the one that says store right over here, all the items pop up. So there's a link to it on my YouTube as well, where you can go to the store right past the membership button. So it's all set up for you guys. I hope that you send me pictures. If you order, I hope you let me know. I would like to post some pictures of my beautiful football family online. If you're willing, if you're brave enough to do it, I would love to see it. So, but yeah, got the merch ready. It took me a couple of months, but you guys wanted it. There it is. I think it looks good. I did the best that I could with it. Not everything comes in purple. Purple is very hard to find. So I did get the sweatshirt in purple, the t-shirt in purple. Most of it, as you can see, is black. And there are other items on there that I could create, like sweaters. I mean, they got like everything from swimwear to like coffee mugs to leggings to all kinds of stuff. But I just started simple. Some t-shirts, some hoodies, tote bag, water bottle, beanie. The women's cut tee is down at the bottom. You can see that's shape for the ladies, $15 on that. So yeah, wanted to share the exciting news, and I tested it out, got mine already. Looks pretty good. I'm still waiting on my purple one. So thank you to everyone who asked for this. Here it is. I never would have thought that I had merchandise. So it kind of trips me out. But yeah, I just thank you guys. Love you guys so much. You know that, those who are with me every week. Those of you who don't check in the chat and everything. I really appreciate y'all riding with me. And again, if you dare to send me a picture, I would love to see you in some Huddle It Up Film merchandise. Just would brighten me up for sure. So love you guys so much. Thank you for that. Okay, good. And I'll see in the comments here. Yeah, leggings and a hoodie and set for the winter. Take the swimsuit too. All right, Chris, I'll see you. I'm trying, Big King Blaze, with the big moves. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. Yeah, designing and working on the computer wasn't easy, but I took my time. Got it right, bro. Got it right. So it looks good. The products are good. It's good quality stuff. And I didn't want to just rush and put some out there and have people not happy. So I apologize. It took a couple of months, but here we are, man. Here we are. So hope you guys enjoy that. If you want to support the channel, for those of you not, best thing you could do is subscribe. Trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. And then also the channel memberships are available if you want to support with the equipment and the time I take to make the videos and all that other stuff. But yeah, the merchandise is there for you too. So love you guys so much. Let's get on to some content now. Okay, so we briefly mentioned it, but the Ravens are facing elimination. If they lose to the Green Bay Packers, they are 7-9. If you could believe that, they would have a losing season. They would be out of the playoffs. The Ravens need to win at Lambeau Field, and they need the Cleveland Browns to win at home with Shedeur Sanders versus Aaron Rodgers, with the Pittsburgh Steelers coming to town. So who would have thought, here we are, week 17. It's Tyler Huntley. It's not Jordan Love. He's out. It'll be the backup quarterback for Green Bay, Malik Willis. 2 backup quarterbacks. And in the other game, Shedeur Sanders, Aaron Rodgers. So yeah, our season comes down to Tyler Huntley, Malik Willis, Shedeur Sanders, and Aaron Rodgers. Crazy NFL season as usual. The Ravens are about 3.5-point underdogs. The Cleveland Browns are 3-point underdogs at home to the Steelers. So it's Vegas is not expecting this to end well for the Ravens. But if that happens, if Cleveland wins, the Ravens win, then all of a sudden we're playing week 18 in Pittsburgh for the division title. So let's try to keep hope alive for one more week. I think you guys really know the scenario by now, but wanted to just briefly touch on it. The hit pieces just keep on coming. Y'all ever heard the phrase, the hits just keep on coming? Well, the hit pieces just keep on coming. And this is another topic. I almost didn't want to bring it up because I don't want to give it credence. And honestly, it's got me feeling some kind of way. But this is yet another hit piece, deflecting blame anywhere but on the Ravens themselves. So you remember earlier in the year during the bye week, 25 anonymous Ravens came out on record talking about Todd Monken and talking about everything else. Well, now Lamar is the target. Lamar apparently plays too many video games, making up stories about him falling asleep in meetings. Harbaugh has denied that. Never saw that. But it's just funny from Lamar's perspective. This is what I wanted to say on it. In 2023, you win the league MVP. 2024, you have an even better season. Have one of the best quarterback seasons of all time. Did not stutter. Fourth best passer rating of all time. 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. They were all kind of fluky interceptions. And then to boot, 915 rushing yards from Lamar Jackson last year. Put the team on his back, turns Zay Flowers into a Pro Bowl receiver 2 years in a row. Now he gets hurt. He's been gutting it out all season. Clearly not right. Still winning games, still giving you his all. And then he takes a big shot to the back, contusion, in the kidney area, can barely move. Took the old Toradol shot, would not allow him to throw the ball. And now all of a sudden the hit piece is coming out from Mike Preston. I see Jerry Coleman co-signing these, putting it all on Twitter with their podcast that I'm not going to mention. But, I mean, it's just amazing how everybody's dodging the blame except for Harbaugh. And as soon as Harbaugh was starting to be brought up in the major media, now it's okay. Now we got to bring Lamar into the mix. He stays up too late playing video games. Like, what are we talking about here? You know how many times players going out, causing trouble, drinking all hours of the night, getting into trouble with the law or just not taking care of themselves. And we're talking about a should have been 3-time MVP playing video games at night. It just don't sit. It just don't sit right with me. So I don't want to give it too much of my energy, but I just had to mention my own thoughts on this. Right before contract negotiations too. Like, it's funny because the media, Baltimore media, famously is really, really soft on the coach. What they ask, why don't they ask this? Why don't they ask that? What can they ask? What are they allowed to ask? Media members being banned, kicked out, have their training camp passes denied, which I know happened. If you're too critical of what's happening in practice. But yeah, then you want to write hit pieces, throwing the quarterback under the bus, who's been the reason that we've been winning. Obviously, you see the roster and the underperformance everywhere on this roster this year. So again, man, I shouldn't. Part of me was like, don't bring it up, but I just can't ignore. I just can't completely ignore it. And I see you guys. I see you guys in the comments here. Yeah, Jay-Z bringing up the only better passing Rangers came from Rodgers. Lamar's 24 season, insanely impressive. He was straight up robbed of the MVP. Yeah, I didn't get into the MVP talk too much, but it's one of the best seasons ever. Not only was it the 4th best passer rating, but 915 yards rushing. So you had one of the greatest seasons throwing of all times to a guy that ran for almost 1,000 yards. It's historic. It'll probably never be done again. John checking in. Been missing you, John. Great to see you. Want to see Mike McDonald in the Super Bowl. I'm rooting for Seattle. Who's with me? Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I'm just not there. Don DeJuan. Hey, what's going on? Don DeJuan. I like it. Good picture, by the way. Incognito, but yeah, man. It just it does make me sick. Like the sick emojis definitely sum it up. Hey, and Justin's in here. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Right back at you, Justin. Love you, man. I hope you're doing well in the holidays. Hope you saw the all the swag talk early available for you, man. So hope you guys take advantage of that. That did take a long time. So you guys better buy some stuff. I should get tough with you as your friend. Yeah, definitely. Somebody call Mike Preston and tell him that, to be serious, Lamar had all the games removed from the locker room. Yeah. Right. Lamar was the one that said, take all these games and video games out the locker room. We got to get serious. Lamar is also the one telling Marlo to calm down, trying to film this IG live stuff, private moments. Charlie Collar on the mic, getting all upset. He's trying to pour his heart out. Marlon's recording him. Lamar tells him, turn that shit off, is what Lamar said. Said it like 3 times. Lamar has been leading this team. It's just, man, it really bums me out. And yeah, they do contradict themselves all the time. Okay, so let's move on to another subject here. The Ravens' reputation. Man, it kind of makes me hurt, dude. There's another one that hurts. The Baltimore Ravens have lost 11 games by leading 7+ points in the fourth quarter. So leading by 7+ in the fourth quarter. We have lost 11 games since 2021, which, by the way, is an NFL record. I don't know if you can see it with the thing up there, but it says NFL record. And it might be because of the bottom. But yeah, our reputation now is blowing games. And this is part of the reason, a lot of fans, I know fans are split. And on any issue, fans are split. I know John Harbaugh has his fans out there. But I don't think that you can keep going when you're setting an NFL record for blown leads. Something's got to change. You got a Hall of Fame quarterback in his 20s. People talking about trading him. You would never trade Lamar Jackson. You would never get that back. You don't trade a player like Lamar Jackson in his prime. One of the best passers in the NFL. Forget about the rushing yards. One of the best pocket manipulators in the NFL. Forget about rushing yards. Lamar, you don't trade him, but major changes have got to happen with this team. And I'm on record, and it doesn't make me feel proud. And I know people will get mad at me and call me a prisoner of the moment, but I feel like leadership has to change. And it starts with Coach Harbaugh. And the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, with being the stable organization. It's only, by the way, had 3 head coaches in 30 years. Marchibroda was our starter head coach. Marchibroda coached the Colts. So when the Baltimore Ravens came to town, Marchibroda was that, that link between the past and the present. Hey, Colts fans, Baltimore Colts fans, it's okay to like the Ravens. In fact, here's the former Baltimore Colt as your head coach. Since then, 2 head coaches since 1999. 2 head coaches this century. Any head coaching candidate would love to coach Lamar and coach for an organization that sticks by and is stable with their head coaches. Do not make hasty changes. So the Ravens will have their pick of the litter. A lot of people say, well, who are you going to get? Who are you going to get? Man, anybody would want to come here. They would have pretty much their pick of the litter. And I see Zhang joining us. What's going on, Zhang? How was your and Chris's trip to Utah and the cooking? Yeah. Want to know? Never got pictures. Send them to Ashley. Tell Ashley to send it to. I see Jay-Z with a comment. Never been a fire hall brawl guy. Me neither. I have people tell me, like, after 2023, when we only ran the ball 6 times and lost the AFC Championship game, people were like, I would have got rid of Harbaugh. I couldn't have done it. You're coming off being the number 1 seed, great defense, great offense, MVP quarterback. Like, I couldn't have made a change after 2023. I told people, now you stick with Harbaugh. We'll get this right. I was always willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, but in my opinion, Harbaugh's time is up. He's had too many chances slip through his fingers when it mattered most. And it's the same stuff over and over again, Jay-Z. And it's like, when this goes wrong, this goes right, this goes wrong. Like the game last week, perfect example. Everybody, even the announcers, Wood Collinsworth said, send the Ravens a thank you note for taking Derrick Henry out of the game. Anybody with any kind of feel for football would have known it was Derrick Henry's time. He just thrashed that defense, scored his 2nd touchdown. They could not stop him. They take Derrick Henry out of the game. You get a 1st down. You could substitute too. You could put Derrick Henry back in the game. They did not. They stuck with Keaton Mitchell, changed their playbook, and ended up losing that game when they could have just ran the same plays that were working for Derrick Henry all night. Like, it's the common sense stuff, Jay-Z. It's the feel of the game. It's always like, sometimes I feel with John Harbaugh, if he would just do the opposite of what he's thinking, he'd be one of the better head coaches, because he's got a way of just making these mind-numbing decisions. I don't doubt that he's a leader. I know Harbaugh's brought a lot to the organization. Coach his heart out. He'll get another job in a heartbeat. I understand all that. I just feel like it's time. Look at this reputation. Lost 11 games when leading by a touchdown or more since 2021, and that's an NFL record. Not just the most over that's been an NFL record. Hey, I see ISO in here. What's up? What's up, ISO? It's good seeing you, man. Hope you like the merch, bro. I'm gonna bring it up a few times tonight. But yeah, you go ahead and get you something, ISO. Get yourself a cheap T-shirt or something. Send me a picture. You cool in there? I want to see it. So this defense, I really thought that it was turning around, but I think more of what it was is this defense was playing to its competition. Um, and I guess you could say that about any defense. Obviously, when you're playing the best teams, the best quarterbacks, you're going to give up more points. When you're playing the not so good teams, not so good offenses, your defense can shine. But it seems a little extreme for this defense. You can see, look at the losses, the points allowed in the losses, and the quarterbacks faced in the losses, and to compare that to the quarterbacks that the Ravens have beaten. Like the biggest outlier of them all is shutting out Cincinnati and Joe Burrow just 2 weeks ago. Can you believe it? That's the biggest outlier of all. But when you're going against good quarterbacks, good OCs, and good teams, this defense just isn't like you look at some of those scores 41, 38, 37. It's not that you're giving up points, like you're giving up a lot of points. So this defense has played to its competition almost like to the extreme. Again, I think every defense plays to the level of the opposing offense, vice versa. But it just seems a little extreme with this Ravens team. Again, with the defense, sometimes it doesn't look like we're very well practiced. And there was a play last week when the Patriots ran for a touchdown that there was nobody in the A gap. Nobody in the A gap right up the middle. We had two guys in the B gap. We had the C gap covered. Roquan standing right there. Like, why isn't Roquan catching it? This isn't the first time this year by far that we have been outnumbered. Spots on the line, playing over when we should be playing under. A lot of stuff going wrong. Zone defense kind of looks pretty trashy. Man defense, we got to play man defense. We got to blitz. When we're allowed to play zone, we get gashed. Yeah, it's not a very well coached team from the top to the bottom. I will give Monken credit. Now, I don't like all his play calls, but remember in the Greg Roman era, having trouble getting to the line of scrimmage. Another thing they wanted to blame on Lamar, play calls coming in late, having to burn timeouts, things like that. Monken has a good pace to the game. He gets his playmakers involved. The Henry situation, yeah. I mean, why is Derrick Henry himself making the decision with the running back coach to not be in the game? That's another thing that just what's going on there. So Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell decided that it was Keaton Mitchell's turn. Like, I don't understand this. The whole organization doesn't seem very well run. You got the hit piece during the bye week. You got Mike Preston going off on Lamar now. It is a chaotic Ravens team. And this graphic right here just goes to show you, how dependent they are on their opponent. A team that had the best Super Bowl odds going into the season or tied for the best Super Bowl odds, how they play is kind of dependent on their opponent on defense, in need of an identity. It's the things change really, really quick in the NFL, and it's just a shame that it happened this year with us. Okay, and Tracy's in here. Hey, Trace, good to see you. Happy holidays to you too, and thank you for the job that you do in mental health. It's very important, more important than ever right now. People struggle in mental health. I know you're a mental health professional, so love you, Tracy. Thank you so much for what you do. And Zhang saying she had a blast here in Utah. I don't know if I have any pics of the food I cooked. No pics. No pics of you and Chris cooking. Nothing. All right. Yeah, I guess I believe you on that. Guess I believe you. No, I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, missing Cheeto didn't help. For sure, Cheeto's played really well. But we bring him back, by the way. Okay, let's get into it. We just talked about the defense, so let's stay on the defense for a second. This Packers team, a very well-rounded team on both sides of the ball. So let's start with their offense versus our defense. You see the Packers, no red in their area. The lowest, basically, that they are, the worst thing they do on offense is run the ball. They're middle of the pack in rushing yards, middle of the pack in yards per carry, only 4.2 yards per carry with Josh Jacobs as their back. So they do it through the passing game. And with a backup quarterback in the game, that should not be diminished. You can see 12th in passing yards, 6th in yards per pass, 12th in scoring. Like all their numbers make sense. They don't turn the ball over, only 11 turnovers on the year. They protect their quarterbacks. The quarterbacks have only taken 23 sacks through 15 games this year. So they do a good job of protecting their quarterback. They don't turn the ball over. Number one offense on third downs. They find a way to convert. Again, that passing game for the Green Bay Packers is legit, and they do it without a star receiver. So no star receiver on the Green Bay Packers. They spread the ball around, but they are a very efficient offense. They said the only knock that you can have on them is they're inconsistent with the running game. I think a lot of their rushing yards come with them winning. They're obviously a 9-5-1 team, have the tie to the Cowboys in there. But, what you would expect for a team that's well above 500 is that they get their rushing yards. They're ahead on teams, and they're pounding the rock late in games. So yeah, this Ravens pass defense is going to be tested, and that's been the weak spot. You can see, look, we have dropped all the way to 27th in total yards allowed, and it's coming through the air, 28th in pass yards allowed. Even after we have 4 sacks? Was it 4 sacks against the Patriots? We're still 27th in the league with only 26 sacks. Takeaways, the Ravens have done better at taking the ball away. The key here, third down, red zone. The Ravens have been good all year, third down and red zone defense, and the Packers are number one in the league on third down. So if you want to stop this Packers offense, you've got to get them off the field. You've got to keep them out of the end zone. Ravens rush defense, again, it's Jekyll and Hyde, 13th in yards allowed, 13th in yards per carry allowed. It seems like when you need them, like last week, to get a 3 and out and close the game, these must-have-it run situations, I feel like teams have closed the game out on us a couple of times this year. So the teams obviously want to attack us through the air, as you can see with all those pass yards allowed. So how do the Green Bay Packers do it? Let's see. Where's my box score? Okay, one moment here. Apologize for the delay, guys. Man, I hope all you I had a good Christmas for those who celebrate. And I hope you're going to be safe on this New Year's. We got young teenagers across the street from us, and they live it up, man. Kind of funny, vicariously living through all their fun as I'm stuck in the house. All right. Bring up the box scores of both teams here coming up. Okay, so we mentioned the Green Bay Packers spreading the ball out. You see Jordan Love has had a really good season, a rating in the 100, 23 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Jordan Love, of course, will be out for this game. It is the Malik Willis show. Willis, limited action, has lit it up so far this year. But again, only 14 pass attempts. The thing that Malik Willis brings to the table is the read option and his legs. I expect them to run the read option. So typical, mesh point with the running back, testing the discipline of the edges, seeing if our edges will crash on the running back or if we contain against Malik Willis. Honestly, I don't think you can give the quarterback the free yards here. I would take my chances with our defensive line, the stout guys on the inside, to be able to hold up on Josh Jacobs and Wilson, Emmanuel Wilson, and make sure Malik Willis doesn't get out and get these easy 6-7 yards of chunk on the read option. So we should expect to see that. But you see the Packers, they have all these good young receivers, and it's kind of interesting because it's like they have a bunch of guys in there, pretty good receivers, usable receivers, would have a job in the league receivers, but none of them have emerged as a number one. So they went out this year and drafted Matthew Golden in the first round. And look at his targets. He only has 38 targets I mean, 27 catches, averaging 9 yards per target. Those are excellent numbers, but they've only targeted their number one hit pick about as much as we have targeted Bateman and D-Hop. So it's kind of an odd mix for the Green Bay Packers. Wondering why they're not featuring their first round pick more. But yeah, Dontavian Wicks out of Virginia. Romeo Dobbs, good player. You see he leads the team with 6 touchdowns. Christian Watson, the oft-injured Christian Watson, when he is on the field, he is a game changer, and he's questionable for this game. So it's going to be really interesting to see who's out there and who's not for the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, for the Ravens, Derrick Henry, nice little season. And, we have complained about the running game and not being able to cash in on the goal line. But here you go. You look, it's almost January. Derrick Henry, 251 attempts, 1,253 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry. Keaton Mitchell, a down game for him against New England, but he's still hitting at 6.4 yards per carry. And I added Tyler Huntley's numbers up there since Huntley is starting this week for the Baltimore Ravens. 36 for 47, so a high completion percentage, 319 yards, only 6.8 yards per attempt. But Tyler has taken care of the ball. Tyler has moved the ball. He's been very efficient. He's what you want. It's what you want out of our backup quarterback. If we're going to beat the Green Bay Packers this week, which backup quarterback is going to play better? Tyler Huntley, Malik Willis. Willis, former third-round pick. A lot of people thought he would go in the first round. You know how good Green Bay is at developing their quarterbacks, taking their time with quarterbacks. Well, Malik Willis last week, when he came into the game, looked like he was ready. Jordan Love got a concussion, nasty concussion, shoulder injury. You could see it. Could not get cleared in time. So it will be Malik Willis for the Packers. Zay Flowers let us down again last week with the game-ending fumble, pretty much sealed the game. 107 targets. He has broken that 1,000-yard mark. Only 2 touchdowns for Zay, but every time you throw Zay the ball, whether it's completed or whether it's incomplete, it's counting their incompletions, 9.7 yards per target. So that's why we use that number, because it counts the targets where you get 0. But yeah, so it's not yards per reception, yards per target. Zay Flowers at a 9.7. Okay, I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. I see the comments going nuts. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey, you're Paso from Twiz. Twiz, you're Paso, bro. You're Paso. I know Tila was getting to work early on those things, man. So, or should I even have said that? I want to get in the middle there. But yeah, it's great seeing you, Twiz. And yeah, Tracy, of course. Think about that. Hey, got Jonesy in here. What's up, Jonesy? Happy holidays to you too, man. It's just great seeing some newer faces or faces I don't see a lot, I guess, because it's a new day, not going on Wednesdays. Yeah, and Lamar, of course, is out, Zhang. Yeah, the back did not practice all week, was ruled out. Well, he's listed as doubtful, but it's basically a Tyler Huntley time. Yeah, hopefully Aeneas Peebles gets activated so we can get some interior pass rush. That killed us against the Patriots. Yeah, we've been wearing out the same guys. I mean, Travis Jones is playing a ton of snaps, and it's good for him. We've needed him. But that change of pace that we were all excited about at the beginning of the season, they just basically said, and I didn't like when Harbaugh threw him under the bus and was like, nah, he can't play the run, so he's not getting in there. We had Taven Bryan in there for a long time, getting blown off the ball. Just okay. So if you're going to have him in there, why not let the rookie learn? Why not let Aeneas Peebles give him a chance to prove himself? So again, the Keaton Mitchell stuff early in the season, not bringing in a third safety, ton of stuff we've talked about on the program where this team just hasn't been managed very well. The guards. Yeah, and I'm going to bring up the injury report here, John. I should have brought that up. So for the Packers, there's a lot of question marks. Questionable Jordan Love. Now, again, he has been ruled out. That came from Adam Schefter earlier today. So Love has been ruled out. It will be Malik Willis. Their center, Sean Ryan, knee and illness. They got the flu going on around there. Their right tackle, Zach Tom, knee and back. Starting strong safety, Evan Williams, knee. Christian Watson, as you mentioned, John, shoulder. He's sick too. Malik Willis with a right shoulder and an illness. So I guess there's a chance that he might not go, but everybody's expecting Malik Willis to back up. So they got they're a banged up team. And then, of course, on the defensive side, which doesn't show here, we'll get to in a minute, but they're missing two of their best players on defense. And Devontae Wyatt, people forget about him, former first-round pick out of Georgia. He is their 3-tech. He is their best defensive tackle pass rush option. He is out. And, of course, Micah Parsons, both of those guys on IR. JZ, and again, he follows the Packers, so this is going to be good. LaFleur doesn't want a number one wide receiver. He wants the balanced team where everyone is a potential threat. If you go back to the beginning of the season, the number one target was Tucker Crafts, hands down. He was. And I had him on both of my fantasy teams, JZ. So when he went on IR, I was getting him in the 8th round, 9th round. And he was like the top 2, I think, tight ends at the time. But yeah, what a weapon Tucker Kraft is. I called him a Division II Gronk when he came out of college. Big blow to the Packers not having that guy. But yeah, LaFleur doesn't want a number one. He wants a balanced attack. And I mean, that's a good plan until you need yards. Until you need the yards. A guy who can win when everybody knows it's coming to him. Okay. Jay-Z saying, given the injury for the Packers, Malik Willis is getting the nod, but he's been struggling to practice, maybe facing Clayton soon. But if we go to the third quarterback and Clayton soon, I don't know much about him. I remember I think he was undrafted coming out. I barely remember Clayton soon. Got to win this game and at least give us another week. Like you guys were saying earlier, Jay-Z, give us another week. Okay, so let's look at that offense. You can see the guys who are questionable: Sean Ryan, Zach Tom, Christian Watson. I have them in red. And I don't have Dontavian Wicks on the field. He's going to play a lot. I don't have Matthew Golden in this lineup. He's going to play. So as Zaratniak was saying, Packers mix and match a lot of their weapons. So I have Jordan Love on here before we got the news that he wasn't going to play. So it will be Malik Willis in Jordan Love's spot, along with Josh Jacobs. They do mix in Emmanuel Wilson a good bit. So yeah, Christian Watson, their big play threat. When he's on the field, he is their best receiver. He is their most dangerous receiver. Why I have him highlighted. He could be tearing it up tomorrow night, or he could be inactive tomorrow night. So an important player to highlight. If it's no Christian Watson, that is good news for the Ravens secondary. The Packers, of course, do have a lot of other weapons. Romeo Doubs plays most of the snaps out of all the receivers. Noticed him lined up at X a ton last week. So I have him in the X spot. But yeah, Romeo Doubs plays more snaps than any other of the receivers for the Green Bay Packers. Jaden Reed out of the slot, another dangerous player who's been banged up. He was really good for them last year, more quiet this year. Again, on and off, banged up for Jaden Reed out of Michigan State. I believe he was a 3rd round pick for them. But yeah, they used their resources on offense and they developed their guys really well. So Rasheed Walker, a 7th round pick, somebody I was really high on coming out of the draft, higher than 7th round. I wouldn't say really high. But yeah, he has earned the starting job at left tackle. You have Aaron Banks out of Notre Dame at left guard. Sean Ryan, Anthony Belton out of the NC State, 2nd round pick. Zach Tom, a player that a lot of Ravens fans like. So they have this elite or light athletic offensive line. You see the sacks that they have given up hasn't been many. They're top 10 in the league in sacks allowed. So this is a good pass blocking offensive line. The Ravens really have the advantage here with play strength. So we look at Tavius Robinson. That's why he's highlighted. Bull rush guy, can really beat up on a guy like Zach Tom, who you're not going to out finesse Zach Tom. Just very good player. but arm length, strength, Tavius can uproot Zach Tom and at least cause some pressure in the backfield. Draymond Jones, same thing with Rasheed Walker. So we can compress this pocket and really stress the inside of this Green Bay Packers pass rush and just kind of contain rush. And we're going to need to do that if Malik Willis is quarterback. We don't know how developed Malik Willis is in his reads. So it could be one read or 1-2 reads on the same side of the field, and he takes off. So our play strength, contain rush, causing havoc with the bull rush is all going to be very important tomorrow night. Going to have big games from Tavius Robinson, Draymond Jones. Mike Green, by the way, has really come alive. Now that his playing time has been cut, and he's able to catch his breath and be part of a rotation, starting to get splash plays from Mike Green every week. When you see his end of the season highlights, you'll notice a lot of them are going to come in the back part of the season. So been excited for Mike Green. Trenton Simpson has played well since Teddy went down. John Jenkins, rock solid. They're mixing Ardarius in and dime defense. So when the dime defense, Ardarius will come in Kyle Hamilton's slot. Hamilton will go to Simpson's spot, and Simpson will hit the bench. Sometimes Simpson will come in, stay in as part of the pass rush in those situations. So the Ravens are really mixing it up, keeping teams off balance. Packers backup tight end, by the way, Luke Musgrave. I think he was picked before Tucker Kraft. Jason, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But very talented, injury-prone player himself in college. But he's a very talented player. So again, the Packers have a bunch of weapons, no standout weapons, and they like to use them all. It's going to be a very interesting matchup on this side of the ball. But you see only 23 sacks allowed for the Packers offense. It's going to be tough to sack a mobile quarterback like Malik Willis. You have to confuse them with the zones. If you play straight up man against this team, I'm not sure we have the cover talent. Marlon's not had a good year in man-to-man defense. I think we're better off going zones, switching the picture up on Malik Willis, try to confuse him. He's an inexperienced quarterback, and make sure that he doesn't use his legs. That would be the game plan for me. Hey, let's see my guy, Ivor Taurus. What's up, Taurus? It's good seeing you, man. I got to check in on one of your streams, man. I got to check in on one of your streams. I don't even know when they are, but I saw they're starting to come up on my YouTube feed. So it's weird how they promote that stuff, as you know, Taurus. Sometimes you can go months without seeing somebody, and then all of a sudden you see all their videos. And Moverse, Zach Orr is going to give up a career game to Malik. Yeah. I hope not. But sometimes Mo, like I said, we just don't look well coached. Nobody in the A gap last week, and then Roquan standing 3 yards behind it, not noticing. Sometimes it just doesn't look like we practice. Again, the zone defense is just hit or miss, mostly miss. So and Taurus, you can feel free to have me on, man. Feel free to have me on. You can always ask me, and I would be more than happy to put it on Twitter and all that stuff to help you promote. And Mo, it's a good point. Awuzie needs to play outside over Marlowe. Coaching staff is slow to make changes. Awuzie has been a much better player than Marlowe. Marlowe, of course, a tenured vet, and they're just not going to bench him. Okay, flip it over to the other side of the ball. And of course, the Ravens numbers with Tyler Huntley, it's going to look different. So let's focus on this Packers defense. You can see a lot of green, a very talented defense. Most of this, though, coming with Micah Parsons spearheading that defensive line along with Devontae Wyatt. Both of those players, again, will be out. They're both on IR this week. Neither one of those will play. You see the Packers 9th in points allowed, 6th in yards allowed, 9th in pass yards allowed, 4th in yards per pass. Top 10 numbers. They're only allowing 4.0 yards per carry. So they're a good run defense as well. 2 young linebackers that they have are excellent. Love their linebackers. Where the Packers struggle, ironically, is where the Ravens struggle. So, hey, we can take advantage of the Packers. They're not good in the red zone on defense. and the Packers don't take the ball away. Unfortunately for our Ravens this year, we've been even worse in the red zone, and we're turning over the ball at a high rate. So it's kind of like, where can you take advantage of the Packers in the red zone? And by taking care of the ball, the Ravens have not been good in the red zone. They have not taken care of the ball, fumbling the ball mostly. And with Tyler Huntley this week, it's going to be really, really important. You don't have that dynamic downfield pass game that you would if Lamar was in there. We've got to take care of the ball this week. But yeah, look at those numbers for the Packers, man. Under 200 yards passing allowed per game. This is a tough defense. They're going to be at home. It's going to be cold. Points are going to be at a premium. We have got to take care of the ball, or else we're not going to have a chance to win. And we're going to have to run the ball. We're going to have to run the ball. Zhang with a message. You should pull up to our podcast, Flock Unfiltered. All right, I will. And you, why are you laughing at me? Wait a minute. Is this a joke? Ashley, let me in on the joke, please. You're my Twitter buddy. If Tila's in here, let me in on the joke. Okay, let's look at the personnel before we wrap it up here. Matchup that I'm watching without Michael Parsons, Rashawn Gary, really good player. Really good player. He'll play more. He was playing anyway, but he's going to play more. If he's matched up on Roger Rosengarten, that's just like we talked about on the other side of the ball, where you have a power rushing player versus a more of a finesse right tackle. So the same thing with Zach Tom if he plays versus Tavius Robinson or Draymond Jones is the same thing you're going to see on this side of the ball. Bull rushing, power. Can you block them in the run game? It's another thing. Rashawn Gary, total player. Kingsley Enagbare on the other side, another really good player. He's more of a speed rusher, though. You have to rush to his side. Where you can get these guys is up the middle. Colby Wooden, Brooks, both solid players, but they're not up to Devontae Wyatt's standards. And you have seen how good this Packers team is against the run. That is because of their two young linebackers. I believe both of them were second-round picks. Edgerrin Cooper, loved him in the draft. True second-round grade for Edgerrin Cooper. Had a true second-round grade on Quay Walker when he came out. So they invest in the linebacker position heavy, and those two guys are rolling. So Cooper's going to be active. Quay Walker's going to be active. Those guys are really good linebackers. But I still believe if the Ravens, especially if Linderbaum has another game like he did against the Patriots, that the Ravens can run it up the A gap, up the B gap, and stay on schedule. And they're going to have to do that to win this game. Keyshawn Nixon, Valentine, Carrington Valentine, Nate Hobbs, decent players. You see, like, the thing with this Packers defense or Packers team overall, not just the defense, is that if you looked at their players and you looked at our players before the season, you would say the Ravens much more talented. Packers have these unknown guys. They're good players, but no superstars. The Ravens, superstar talent. Lamar Jackson, Kyle Hamilton, Derrick Henry. But the Packers are a very well-coached team. And the Ravens have not been a very well-coached team this year. And for the last few years, quite honestly. Blowing leads, shooting themselves in the foot. Our own worst enemy. Nobody can beat us but ourselves. This is uncharacteristic. How many times have we heard that from the Ravens over the last few years? No, you're just not a very well-organized, not a high IQ team, not a very well-coached team. The low IQ plays that keep happening over and over again. You see the Ravens make them in crucial situations. Packers, not like that. Very well-coached, well-oiled machine on both sides of the ball. So the Ravens want to get into the playoffs. They're going to have to beat a good, disciplined team. They're going to have to find a way. Okay. Yeah, and again, you see the way the Packers spread the ball around, and they're all pretty effective. I mean, obviously, Josh Jacobs is a running back, so his yards per target are going to be lower. But Christian Watson, when he gets the ball, just a hella dangerous player. Romeo Dobbs, the highest volume guy of them all. You can see Luke Musgrave, their backup tight end at 8.1 yards per target. It's a dangerous team. So I would love to see the Ravens win this game. I would love to see the Pittsburgh Steelers lose. And I would love to see us play for the AFC North title next week. Now, I know a lot of fans are in tank mode. They don't. This team doesn't deserve the playoffs. I can't argue with them on it. This team has played poorly enough where it doesn't deserve to make the playoffs. But that doesn't mean, as a fan, me, myself, and I would still love to see us go up to Pittsburgh and ruin their season and collapse the Steelers and their magic up there that they have, the horseshoe, to redeem ourselves from the one game this year where the Ravens played well and it felt like the Zebras kind of took it from us. Um, I mean, if you remember that game, the push off that they called, the push offs that wasn't called, um, you take in the Aaron Rodgers interception that wasn't. We took the ball out of his hands. And of course, the Isaiah Likely play in the end zone that wasn't a touchdown. And of course, giving the Steelers extra point with a call that the NFL admitted was wrong, roughing the long snapper on the field goal attempt. So, yeah, that game was horrible. And you know what? If things don't break our way this week, either we lose tomorrow night or the Steelers beat the Browns on Sunday, then we'll have something to look forward to. I hope you guys tune in either way Wednesday, because there are going to be certain guys that need to play, and there would be certain guys that I would rest. And that'll be the discussion for week 18 if things don't go our way this week. Who are we looking at? Who needs to play? And who would you rest and save part of your future? Like, I wouldn't put Kyle Hamilton out there, or at least not all the time. I wouldn't put Ronnie Stanley out there for a meaningless game with his injury history. We would need to see Carson Wentz, and we would need to see Emory Jones, that kind of thing. So we'll be looking at that next week if things don't go our way. If things go our way, then Wednesday's show will be a preview of the rematch and the showdown for the AFC North. Only one team getting in. And somebody mentioned earlier, the Packers have already clinched, so they don't need this game as badly as the Ravens, but the Packers still have an outside shot of winning the NFC North title. So if the Packers won their last two and the Chicago Bears lost their last two, the Green Bay Packers would be NFC North champions. They would host a playoff game in Lambeau, and they want that. But it would take the Bears to fall apart and lose their last two games. The Bears play San Francisco and Detroit. So it is possible. So this will be a motivated Packers team, but they've already clinched a playoff spot. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. I must admit, I'm proud that I put together the merch that you guys asked for. So there it is. It's in the shop. You can check out the YouTube. There's a shop. There's a store, on my YouTube page. There's also a link in the description. And I hope, I don't know why, but I have a feeling nobody's going to send me pictures. But I would love to see a picture of you and your Huddle Up merchandise. And I want to make sure it's good stuff. And if there's any changes that you would like to hear. So I really, really appreciate all of you guys out there for motivating me to do that. Yes. And Romy says she just came in to say goodbye. Yes. Feel free to rewind it, Romy. But it's a kind of a short one tonight, kind of a shorter one tonight preview. Let's just hope we can stay alive for one more week. But yeah, with that, I want to say thank you to my football family. I love my football family. Love my Romy, Raymond. It is good to see you. We will be back Wednesday night. It's a regular time, 9 p.m. Eastern, to talk about the Ravens Steelers game. Maybe we'll be talking about two teams playing for a division title. Maybe it'll be a meaningless game. We'll be talking about the young guys that we need to see out there and what to look for in this game. So with that, I want to say good night. Love y'all. We'll see you New Year's Eve. Save a drink for me. Hope everybody had a good Christmas who celebrates. Happy holidays to all y'all out there. Love you. Have a good night, okay?